I am right now listening to audio of a crazy woman who is about 4'10" and weighs about 85 pounds inside my house, right next to me. I am 32 minutes in. At 16 minutes in, you can actually hear me talking. And then and talking about how much gas is in the room. And within minutes, you can hear me coughing. And that's them directly applying the gas to my face. One thing I didn't note is that I could hear her up there moving around when the gas was getting really, really thick. I drank one of those 5-hour energy shots at like 1 a.m. when I woke up. And this recording started at about 5:17 in the morning. Took them minutes to get me out. They just use a lot. That's all they do. They just use a lot. I called 911 and asked for the police to come. They said the watch commander would call me back. If he did, I didn't get the phone call. I'll hear it on here if the phone rang. I'm doubting that happened. So, doubting anybody responded to me asking for help, calling 911 for help. 2020. There you go. Yeah. So I can hear them on the recording, moving around in the room. You hear my stomach, whatever. This recorder was underneath me, but you can hear me being moved around. Once I am unconscious, then they can move me around. I mean, they can actually bend my limbs and stuff and hurt my body, and I don't wake up. So they most certainly can get at anything. And one thing they wanted to get at was this phone, this brand new phone, because the other one was having a really hard time. I couldn't actually, somehow they were preventing me from being able to email or connect with people on Craigslist. Like, I could look at it and it was really, really slow, and the bars were like little teeny. It went from normal to just this. But when I clicked on like reply or something, it just kept saying error. When I was trying to upload videos, it was just like refusing to do this, spinning. I was able to upload those last night, but I noticed, because I just signed up for the YouTube on here, but their intent and purpose was to get to this bag that has cash in it to buy a vehicle, and this phone right here, to be able to get on it. So I'm guessing that was what she was doing. She probably did some manipulation. I wore a lot of clothes last night, a whole jumpsuit, that you would have to have taken this top off and undone this zipper and then pulled my pants down, and then I have leggings on underneath this. It's just my guess, and I could be wrong, that they're going to try not to do the sexually assaulting thing, which is going to be really hard for her. Because I have been making a big fuss over not getting a rape kit done. But drugging somebody every day, all day long, all night long, is attempted murder. Coming into their home during a deadly pandemic is attempted murder. As far as I'm concerned, you come in every day. But yeah, I'm right now listening to, it's not gonna be much, I'm guessing. Sometimes I get lucky, sometimes they fuck up, sometimes Mio barks, growls. If they keep it not sex trafficking and bringing in a ton of people, Miho will be more amenable. But he is not super stoked this morning. I can always tell. Didn't feel good last night. There was a lot of gas going on in the house, like a shit ton, in their attempts to knock me out. And I did lay down, I can't even tell you what time, and fell asleep. But it was a very broken sleep because I'd had like 6 espressos and a coffee drink that was a triple shot. But see, right before this audio was taken, not right before, but 4 hours before, I had taken one of those 5-hour shot things. And okay, you could say, oh, but it was 4 hours in, blah, blah, blah. But that's on the back of 6 espresso shots and a triple shot can of coffee stuff. And my heart was literally going and my chest was like and then they started the gas stuff and I could just feel it just slowing down. That's dangerous to do to somebody. Give them anesthesia after they've drank a whole bunch of coffee and shots to try to stay awake. So but yeah, I called 911. Nobody came. They wouldn't send anybody. So they said that they would call the watch commander and he would call me. I have no idea if that happened because I was unconscious. So there you go. That's how that works. Yeah, I can hear them moving around. Fun. It's really great. For a year and a half now, for 12 years, I've listened to them inside my home. Well, not 12 years. I started the audios here in Los Angeles, I think. Was it? It was sometime when I was on the mainland. I know it was when I was in Portland. That might have been the start of it. But yeah. Yeah, it's fun to listen to people, of audio of a zipper being undone and a man grunting and your dog growling and barking in the background and basically putting two together and waking up really, really sore in your anus and your private parts, and knowing that you had been raped in front of your animals for the millionth time. So, but now I'm just listening to people inside the room next to me and touching me and applying gas to my face, moving my body. Yeah, as insane as this sounds, this is actually true. And I'm aware of this happening. I'm aware of them, that they're going to be doing this, and I still can't make them stop. And 911 will not respond to my phone calls. So this is Los Angeles, California. This is Sherman Oaks, California, in $1 million home, surrounded by $1 million other homes filled with rapists, some of them that have very strong connection to sex traffickers and drug traffickers. And if one intelligent, halfway intelligent, I'm thinking, detective, police officer would go and speak to any of these people, look into their backgrounds, yeah, this is not their first rodeo. They didn't just suddenly become gang sodomizing rapists, torturers overnight when I moved here in July. These people have a background, a history of doing what they've been doing. And basically it would be that they lived their lives thinking that they didn't have to be held accountable for their behaviors, and that they could do whatever they wanted, and probably responded pretty viscerally if they came across people who denied them that. Yeah, these people aren't made overnight. I didn't make them. Nothing I've done, said, anything made them who they are. They were already this way when I got here. And somehow, with the commandeering of this whole situation into my living here in this home, the only home that all of a sudden was available to me, I'm guessing that the other landlords got phone calls. Realtors got phone calls saying something about me. which they may or may not ever admit to. But I think they're trying to limit that as much as possible, because I've been pointing out how if all of those people knew what they were doing in here, I don't think that they'd be on board. I really don't. I don't know what they tell them that makes them on board to do whatever they do, deny me stuff, not want to serve me, not want to help me, whatever. But they're definitely not telling them we're drugging and raping and sodomizing her on a regular basis. We come in and we manipulate her limbs and hurt her fingers and her feet and her ankles and her legs, and so she's in pain constantly. They are not saying that they're gassing a room night and day with a anesthetic that in a room with a 20-year-old cat and 2 dogs that get sick and feel unwell and have, detrimental effects from it. They're definitely not saying that. So, hey, come down, get down. I want them playing. See, Vita fell off this wall because she's playing, but, they're awake and moving and all that, and great because there's no anesthetic right now spraying on them. But it's, they're not, it stays in your system, especially if it's constantly in your system. So, have to be careful for them. You guys okay? You okay? You playing? Play down here. Come on.